people have a lot of questions about Bernie, and this is another one. Once the DNC screws him over, will you accept Bernie if he wants to run as a third party, or will you accept him with conditions or not at all? Uh-oh. Nick, you there? Uh-oh. I think we might have lost Nick, guys. I think we might have lost Nick.
There we go. I see.
Oh, there you go. You're back. Yay. Yeah. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah, and I heard the question. Will we accept Bernie if he changes his mind?
Okay. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Go for it.
Well, no doubt. The Democrat, if Bernie had left when we invited him at the Convergence Conference, Ron, the Democratic Party would have collapsed, and we would be building a major third party right now. The Democratic Party, for the past 15 years, tens of millions of people have left the Democratic and Republican parties. Their affiliation has sunk from about 35% to 27% of Americans. All of those people have gone independent. So one of the things that amazes us most is the fact that after the election of 2016, you have Bernie Sanders, the most popular politician in the country, calling for people to join the Democratic Party. You have Donald Trump and his daily assault on working people, and being the incredibly offensive person that he is too. So you would expect that there is this surge into the Democratic Party, really, with Bernie and Trump. But what you see is the opposite. Is people are actually leaving the Democratic Party, and that's continuing. Its affiliation is falling still. And so we think, if Bernie and Trump cannot reverse that tide of people going independent and people calling for a major new party, if in fact it is accelerating now, why are we as a progressive community fighting that trend? Why are we plugging the holes in the sinking Titanic? Why don't we embrace that instead? Instead of going against what the majority of Americans are telling us, what working people are telling us in that independent trend, that's something that we should celebrate, because it means that people have seen through the duopoly. They've seen through the sham of the two-party system, and they want something new. And I think our role as progressives is to give that an expression. And I hope that Bernie will decide to do it eventually, and we would certainly accept his invitation. I think that the fact that Bernie is still in the Democratic Party is the only thing that is keeping it alive now.
I agree with you. Now, another structural question here that Watson wants to know, as far as personalities go, would you consider having Jill Stein if she were to maybe bring some of the Greens over?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so our whole philosophy is premised on building coalitions on the independent left, because that is how it is successfully done in other countries. Now they have parliamentary systems, obviously, but they still offer lessons to us. So in Spain, in France, in Greece, in Chile, there have just in the past few years, very established parties in the establishment part of those countries have by democratic socialist parties. And so absolutely building coalitions is the way to go, even though it's not as clear because we're not in a parliamentary system. And the other thing is that the establishment, corporations, they collaborate against us all the time. They collaborate against working people all the time. And that's what ALEC is, the American Legislative Exchange Council. That's what the Chamber of Commerce is. That's what industry lobbying groups are. That's what the Democratic and Republican parties are.
I mean, the DCCC is basically like, where's your money? You have to give it to all our friends, or you're not getting our resources. And I'm just saying, when are we just going to say, well, fuck your resources? Fuck your resources. Exactly. That is basically just funding the pockets of your friends that are in dying mediums anyway. You have to spend your money on our friend's newspaper. Well, fuck your friend's newspaper. Nobody reads it anymore, mainly because they just print your parroted bullshit. So, and they give us some coupons. Piss off. We don't want it anymore. We don't want it anymore. I mean, I think that's what people need to say.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.